Hi, I'm LDS in Medium, and thank you so much for tuning in today. I want to try to bring religion and spirituality closer together, and this is what this pod is all about. I will talk about my own thoughts and feelings as I am both LDS and have spiritual gifts, something that I've had my whole life, but I always thought that it was hard to combine these gifts with my religion. This has torn me into two directions, and I have talked to many people who feel the same way. I can't choose not to have my spiritual gifts, but I can choose how I use them. And I always want to use them for good and to help others. I believe my heavenly parents gave them to me for a reason. So, this is me. Join my quest for knowledge.
Welcome to the LDS Medium podcast. I have my sister here on a visit. We've been having a fun day together and we thought we'd make an episode. I think putting words on what we feel, what we understand, and what we do is important because the words have the power. So if we want to enhance those gifts in ourselves, if you put words to them and try to understand what it is you're feeling, I think it'll help you grow even more. For you, it's like you said, you've had so much music these past weeks. You love music, you write music, the words come pouring down to you. And it's so fun because you get the refrain and then you give it to me and I just get the verse coming down, pouring down in my head. It's just starts writing ding, 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 ding. So now I've got verse 1 to your refrain and it's okay, ding, 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 verse 2. The chorus, yes. That's what they call it. Refrain is Swedish, chorus is English.
A couple of years ago, actually it was when you were going through your divorce, we met a guy that we've been working with since, and we actually never met him in person. We just work online. And he's brilliant when writing music. And that's when we kind of started. And one way for you to deal with everything you were going through, I know the producer and me came out and said, write it down. And I used that pain and transformed it into lyrics. I think it was very cleansing for you to just get everything down on paper, kind of like a waterfall, just pour it out there. And for me, it was like the editing part. I could take this pain, I could take the stories. Sometimes I didn't even need you in the room because I could pick up on it. I was connected to you anyways. And I would just write the songs about it and then I would show it to you. And you're like, yep, that's exactly how I feel. Just take my heart and put it out there for everybody to see. But as you say, I always get the chorus first. And then I come to the verses. I'm like, But then I send it to you and then suddenly the verses appears. and then, whoops, we have a song.
Well, I'm glad that my misery came to your benefit and gain. It was really interesting. Every time you showed me new music, I was looking at it, it's wonder where she got the idea to that one. Doesn't look like my life at all, no? But it was really interesting and it gave me perspective because a lot of things you get home blind to because it's your life. It's what you've been living in. And to get a person's perspective that's on the outside looking in, it was sort of sad and it was sort of painful to realize that you've been so used to breadcrumbs that I would say I was domesticated. That might be a hard way to put it, but that's how I felt. I was domesticated. I was in a place and I really thought I was happy there. I convinced myself I was happy there. I was filled with, I'm happy there. I was so happy that I got burnt out 4 times and lost pretty much all my hair too for a short period of time. So you can tell yourself a lot of things, but the body knows you're lying. The music is such a big part of who I am, who I become, who I want to be, what I want to do. I think music is the instrument to changing modes, to finding inner peace, to access your divinity. So for me, I love writing words. I love putting them down on paper, but I also love to sing it even though my voice isn't the best. I just love to have my vocal cords vibrate and just having the sound come out. And to do it with words that you created and wrote down yourself, it's just such a nice feeling. I love it. Part of me wish I had a better voice, but hey, you can't have it all. And I know, I like my voice too, so.
Yeah, I mean, I hear the song when it's done and I see the words and I can't sometimes believe that I wrote that. It's like somebody else did it. So I think maybe it's like a part of automatic writing and downloads. I'm getting it from above. Just like when I was writing my fantasy novel and I was looking back at it after a couple of years, I'm like, did I write that? But yeah, I did. And so I do have a strong connection with writing, and automatic writing is actually something that I would love to try out more and do it in a more scientific way. I started a little bit writing and asking questions and muscle testing the answers. Definitely something that I wish I had more time to do.
And that's really interesting, since you've always been into writing. You've been writing novels, you've been writing stuff since you were young, and you went to BYU and did screenwriting. Writing has been a big part of you. For me, I understand now that my biggest part has been my voice. I need to use my voice. I need to speak my truth. I need to sing. I need to vocalize it. And in order for me to do that, I need to actually use it. And that has been my biggest block growing up, since I've been conditioned pretty much to not talk at all. Which is why I'm taking it back now and doing it so much. Yeah, as long as I'm quiet, I don't have the power. But as long as I start to talk, the inspiration just comes to me. It just flows into me. It just brings me further, which is one of the steps that they talked about in our intuition class that we took. Start talking and it'll come to you even more.
Yeah, I had that thing as I was trying to read other people, and I got feelings in me. I even started seeing some things. Like one of the women I was talking to, I saw a bird flying high, like an eagle flying high in the sky and looking down. And as I was interpreting it, I was talking about how she could see little things down on the ground and really focus on it. And when she was talking about what she wanted to do, I pretty much hit it on the nail. That was exactly what she wanted to do. She wanted to take flight, and she wanted to use her spiritual abilities to bring people in and hone down on the little details to develop them and things like that. So it was really fun to do, scary, and something that I want to do more, because I took a course in intuitive coaching. And as I'm talking to people, I can feel what they need to hear, and I can connect pretty well with them. And that knowledge that I'm giving them, that comes from some knowledge that I have about the person, but a lot of it is intuition. And so I think intuitive coaching is really cool, and it comes easier to me. But also this thing with intuition, because we've done some intuition games before. I say games, but it's like training intuition. And one of them was, for me, very abstract, when you just take thread that somebody else is holding. And I'm supposed to be connecting and feeling, but I don't know who the person is. But I wasn't used to reading it, and I didn't know what my responses were. This was before we did the course. But then after, we drew cards, and I started speaking from the image that I saw, but also connecting it to the person. And I was right. It was amazing. And it was so much easier for me when I had a visual representation than when I just had the chords. So it also has to do with like training, because you're not going to be good at everything. You have to learn what kind of signals do you get, and then how do you interpret that? Because that's what's going to be true for you when it comes to reading and working with your own intuition.
This is my journey. Thank you so much for keeping me company today. Please download, like, share, and subscribe, and help spread the light and spread the word to expand our community. Let's bring more love, peace, and unity to this world. Take care of yourself and your loved ones. Always be grateful, kind, and loving. Be brave and remember to step out of your comfort zone and smile. If you support us on Patreon, you will get access to our meditations and extra materials so you can download them as MP3. Also, we now have a Facebook group, which you can access from our Facebook community. Please answer the questions as you apply to participate. It will be a safe haven where we can keep discussing religion and spirituality, our spiritual gifts, and self-development. Remember, one person can make a difference, but together we can change the world.